Welcome to another episode of the D.TO tutorial series. In this tutorial, we'll explore how to run effective design sessions and learn how to use them efficiently. For this tutorial, we will be using the demonstration model provided by Autodesk and try to practice design sessions on it. Let's begin by creating design sessions for this section of the project. We'll go through each callout one by one, developing design sessions for each in sequence. Through this process, we'll learn how to use the classification system effectively and leverage it to gain a head start in the detailing phase. Once you have used the Smart Callout button to mark the details you want to produce, you open the view and create a design session on the platform. You then link the callout view to the design session. We then fill out the phase, view type and the view context in the platform. For this design session, we'll filter through the available conditions by selecting the opening and flat roof assemblies in the drop-down list. Once we have selected the condition, we proceed to selecting modules for the assemblies. Here, for the opening assembly, we select the curtain wall module. For the flat roof assembly, we choose the membrane roofing outer module and the concrete on metal deck inner module, since those are the elements modeled in Revit. After that, click the Create Design Session button. You've now successfully created a design session, and you can explore and learn from the interactive diagram provided by the platform. We'll be creating a bunch of these design sessions today. Let's take a look at another condition, this one where the flat roof meets the sloped glazing. For most of these design sessions, we'll be using the same phase, view type, and view context. So, I'll skip over that part for the following design sessions. For this condition, we'll filter the condition we want by selecting the flat roof and opening assemblies. Now we move on to selecting modules for the assemblies. For the flat roof assemblies, we'll select the membrane roofing option. While we know that the roof structure is concrete on metal deck, for the sake of exploration, we will choose metal deck as the structural system. For the opening assembly, we'll select the sloped glazing option. For many of these assemblies, you'll notice that I'm skipping the selection of certain inner modules. This is because many of these modules are optional. If you're unsure about what to select, it's perfectly fine to leave those fields empty. Let's take a look at this condition at the sloped glazing ridge. Since there are two opening assemblies involved in this condition, we'll start by selecting just the opening assembly in the filter. This will help us pull up all conditions that include openings, and from there, we can identify and select the correct condition. Here we'll select the sloped glazing modules for both of the opening assemblies. By now, you should have a general understanding of the process for creating a design session. You create a callout, link it to the design session, select the condition, choose the correct modules, and then create the design session. We'll go through many more of these today, so you can fully grasp the workflow and get familiar with the different design variations the platform offers. For example, take this condition, which is a variation of the parapet condition we looked at earlier. Here, instead of selecting opening and flat roof assemblies, we select exterior wall and flat roof. This allows us to assign the correct outer and inner modules for both assemblies. Here, let's explore a wood framing structural system. For the exterior wall assembly, we'll select the rain screen as the outer module and wood framing as the inner module. For the flat roof assembly, we'll choose membrane roofing with sheathing on wood framing as the inner module. Make sure to use the flip button to align the interactive diagram to your model. The platform offers a large library of different conditions. For this particular condition, where the glazing meets the interior floor, we'll filter by selecting floor and opening assemblies. Selecting the correct condition is key to creating a successful design session. In this case, we'll choose curtain wall modules for both opening assemblies. For the floor assemblies, we'll select generic finish floor for the outer module and concrete on metal deck for the inner module. The materials shown in the details generated by the interactive diagram largely depend on the modules you select. Let's look at this condition. Now, since the Revit model has been modeled as a floor, but in reality it functions as a soffit, we will select the assemblies accordingly to identify the correct condition. For this soffit condition, we filter by selecting the soffit and opening assemblies. Once we've selected the correct condition, we assign the curtain wall outer module to the opening assembly. For the soffit assembly, we choose the opaque non-rain screen outer module and the insulated inner module. The choice of inner module depends on your specific needs. If insulation isn't required, you can also select the non-insulated option before creating the design session. Be sure to use the flip or rotate buttons to orient the interactive diagram to match your callout. There will be times when the entire wall section isn't captured within a single design session, like in the example here. In such cases, to detail the full wall, we create individual design sessions for different conditions and stack them together to build the complete wall section. Let's dive in. For this condition, we select the opening and soffit assemblies to filter out the condition we need. We're selecting the soffit assembly instead of a floor assembly here, as this condition is a continuation of the soffit condition we resolved earlier. For the soffit assembly, we select the opaque non-rain screen outer module and the insulated inner module, just like we did in the previous design session. For the opening assembly, we choose the curtain wall module. Once we have created this design session, we hop on to the next one. For this condition, since there are two opening assemblies involved, we simply select opening from the list to filter and find the condition we want. For our first opening assembly, we select the curtain wall module. For the second opening assembly, we choose the door outer module and the swing option for the inner module, as that matches what is needed in the model. For the third design session here, since it's the entrance door, we will select the opening and opening host options while filtering the condition. For the modules, we select the door with the swing inner module for the opening assembly. For the floor assembly, we choose the generic finish floor with concrete slab on grade as the inner module. Finally, for the opening host, we select the curtain wall module, since the door is embedded within the curtain wall system. We can later download these diagrams, customize them as needed, and stack them in a drafting view to create the desired wall section. Finally, let's detail the foundation condition. As with the previous steps, we'll begin by creating a design session, then add the phase, view type, and view condition. To filter the relevant conditions, we'll select the opening, foundation, and floor assemblies. Once the correct condition is identified, we move on to selecting the modules. For the opening assembly, let's select storefront to explore the available options in the catalog. For the foundation, we'll choose the grade outer module with concrete, cast in place as the inner module. For the floor assembly, we'll select a generic finish floor with slab on grade as the inner module. Feel free to choose any other opening type from the list and adjust the design session as needed to fit your specific project requirements. Be sure to keep watching the tutorial series. In the next episode, we'll dive into a different section of the project and explore some more condition types and their possible variations. Thanks for watching.